Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome to Manga Drawing Lessons Weekly. My name is Paolo Jasa, and I am the coordinator of said... Oops. I accidentally touched my mic. I am the coordinator of the Manga Drawing Lessons here in the Governance branch. As it says here on the events page on the Enoch Pratt Free Library on calendar.prattlibrary.org, you can... what's it called? You can come in to build up a binder of your best drawings, be a real artist, and supplies for a program will be available at the Govins branch. Call 410-396-6098 to request an appointment to pick up more materials while supplies last. I'm actually downstairs here in the basement instead of the auditorium where I usually record these things. And there's a whole bunch of binders left, so supplies are lasting indeed. Now, so last week, we essentially went through the first of the lessons here about character design and what you actually need to do. It's called to create manga. The book itself is going through it relatively quickly because it graduates you from choosing your style to like a whole bunch of male and female hairstyles, and then the next one essentially goes through different heads and different proportions of heads. I think they go through male, female, baby, and older person, which is neat because apparently those are the 4 characters you really need to survive in the manga world. Male, female, and baby. Let's see. The next bit is essentially going through male, female, adult, and baby. The next lesson is relatively short as it continues on... Sorry, wrong window. There we go. The next lesson in the book itself actually concerns, rather continues on to the next bit, which is the profile views of older and younger characters, and like 100 versions of these manga eyes, which is essentially lesson 2. And we're going to go through them relatively quick in this relatively short lesson. Now, I'm going to go short back to the Chrome window. And this, if you've been, if you ask for the lesson 2 of the Manga Weekly lessons, you'll get basically a printout, a copy of page 36 to 39 of like the, of the book, as well as some facial expressions that are just kind of stock and generic facial expressions for anime and manga characters. It's kind of funny, all of these look like similar in style with the exception of the surprise, which very clearly looks like a character from the manga Monster, but the same guy who did like Billy Bat and 21st Century Boys. It's like that is a very distinct surprised face, which is always fun. Anyway, so we're gonna go back to CSP. You may remember this from last week. I should mention that the setup is kind of different this week. So if it kind of looks and feels different, that's the reason why. I'm not stretched down to the 13 inches, 13-inch wide monitor. Rather, I'm using a very ultra wide, almost 2K monitor to draw on. Just neat. Basically means I can draw my circles a lot bigger. Also, it's the same ratio, I think 16:9, which means like it feels more natural going to and from like the sides here, which is also nice. Alright. Oh, why did I delete her? Okay. Really, since we're going to focus on eyes, we're going to that looks terrifying. A face without eyes always feels very, very traumatizing. Almost feels like there's something inherently missing. Let's see. I'm gonna switch over to the eyes real quick. Let's see which ones I should use. Heavens. Let's go for the default cheerfulness, cheerful eyes. And we're gonna do, hold on. We're going to do like this nice big one in the middle. You're not gonna see it because it's gonna switch over and to CSP. Okay. Okay, so this is a relatively simple head. In fact, we're going to go ahead and simplify it some more by getting rid of some of the construction lines. Except for the ones around the eyes. Just because it's good to know, like, A, how the eyes are constructed. Let's see. So this isn't the usual, like, big enemy eyes like this. This is a kind of a more muted pair of eyeballs that tends to be what's it called, more realistic looking, which basically means, let's see, I keep on forgetting what happens. Like if I put the eyes here, the drawing looks older, but if I put the eyes here, like the what's it called, the drawing immediately makes it look younger. We're gonna put it right in the middle and increase it in size a little bit. It's kind of a round shape and has more detail than the usual anime eye here. In fact, it's got like, it's even got like the lower eyelid, like the actual lower eyelid. Oh, that looks scary. And the more subtle upper eyelid. Like the way they put the eye here kind of inadvertently makes it look a lot more tired than I expected them to look. Follow the bridge of top eyelid to make a more, what's it called, more realistic nose. Kind of wide, but that's okay. Not sure why, but she looks even more apathetic in this one. And single shine, and the pupil. Very light shading. Heavier shading for the pupil. Kind of made her look like a bull. No, I don't want to do that. That's a bit mean, even for a character that's non-existent. Let's see. I'm going to take off the lines and immediately de-ages her face, because everyone on Earth associates lines in the face like that with like age and specific maturity. Oh well. Alright, so when it comes to eyes like this, rule of thumb has always been a little less is more. You can communicate a whole bunch with just like less line, more line here and there. And in fact, the simple drawings tend to have very large, but otherwise not very detailed eyes. And that's the kind of thing we're looking for here. Like a happy middle between the two. Yeah, I think we can really stop there. What's it called? The rest of the lesson, or rather the rest of the lesson plan, will have like a huge number of variations on how to draw anime eyes, which is usually the first thing that really like grabs people in terms of the art style, which is always fun. Anyway, like I said, this has been the Manga Drawing Lessons Weekly, and we'll continue on to the next lesson, which I believe... Oh no. I believe is actually going into like full body proportions, which is going to be fun. I'm probably going to take at least a couple lessons. But for now, thank you for tuning into the video, and we'll see you then.